I was ambushed, and both me and my guys were ambushed, and it's just unbelievable for me to think that that was actually happening, that we actually got blown up by a landmine. I was airbagged on the Black Hawk to a cache site in Iraq. Once we got there, Ricio and Mayorga, all three of us, we basically stood together, and once they put us on the litters, the hospital, it's like a MASH type of hospital, like you watch that movie MASH. That place was getting attacked by mortars, and you could hear the firing outside, and that was the most scary time for me during the whole period of time that I was over there. That was when I actually felt frightened to death. And the mortar rounds kept getting close and close. We were hugging and crying and praying to God that, He would help us from there. Shrapnel in my knee, shrapnel in my left arm. There's a bump on my head after the explosion. Loss of hearing. Post-traumatic stress disorder. And just the vision is not that great, but I'm alive, I've been there since September, and 2 Fridays ago was the first time that I got my leg checked. And I've been there since September, and this week was the first time I got my hearing checked, to know that I have my nerves are damaged. When I first got there, they put me in this one place that I still had open wounds, and it was just, I've never seen something that dirty. So I called my wife and I told her that I was gonna just go ahead and rent a room at the Holiday Inn, which I did for about 3 nights. But it's like, Reserve or National Guard, as soon as you're on a regular Army post, you get discriminated in the sense of, well, you're a guard, you get different treatments. You get put on the back of the line, and your appointments, sometimes it takes months to get appointments. I'm a soldier, and like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm whining or complaining. I'm just sharing some of the things that go on. First got here, one of the biggest things that shocked me was that a lot of people were saying that the war was over, and it's not over. It's not even close to being over. I mean, it's just now starting. They basically they gave up all their military compounds and all their military bases, and they just went into the towns. And so they waited for us to get in, and once we got into the towns, and they're just picking us off. We're getting our butts kicked back then. I mean, there's nothing that we can do against improvised explosive devices. You drive by or you walk by and they have a detonator and they detonate it, and that's it, And if you're lucky like John and myself, you survive. But if you're not, then you don't. because I love this country and I want freedom for everybody, and I want freedom for my family and my kids, and the president can't go to my funeral. It's not good. It's not good at all. But that's just my opinion.
Music by Michael, by George Sarah.
Hi.
And hi, George, and composer, arranger, multi-instrumentalist who has been a mainstay on the Los Angeles music scene since 1985 and who's my guest today here on the Global Village with his wonderful quartet. And I'm wondering if we have time for one last piece. We have 5 minutes left. Actually, we have 3 minutes left. Do you think you can squeeze in a 3-minute song?
Yeah, and if it fades at the end, it's okay.
Okay, can we fade it out if we have to?
Yeah, it's
because
okay.
we have to go to the next program. So
This has never been performed live before.
it's Apparition Hill.
Yeah, it was inspired by my trip to Medjugorje, Bosnia.
Oh wow! Well,
That's a whole other interview we can do, but anyways, yeah. So you can fade it out if it goes over.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Apparition Hill by George Sarah. And I'm so sorry. What is wrong with me today?
Oh no, it's okay. You can call me anything. Call me Fred.
No, George Sarah and his wonderful string quartet.
Okay.
That was George Sarah and composer, arranger on keyboards, Philip Vaiman on violin, Eric Lee on viola, Carter Dewberry on cello 1, Catherine Cavella on cello 2, and they were also joined by Michael Archuleta on requinto guitar, and we heard a piece called Apparition Hill. And thank you so much, George, for joining us today in the studio. It's been an honor and a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much, and I want to thank everyone at KPFK for having us on. You guys are like one of the best radio stations ever. When's Fun Drive? Let's start promoting that right now.
That's great. Yes, Fun Drive coming up June 13th. Yes. Thank you so much, George. I know that it was quite an enterprise bringing everybody here with all your instruments, but you gave us great pleasure.
Oh, thank
you.
Yeah, no, thank you very much.
And I hope to see you soon.
Yes.
And all the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any performances coming up?
No.
Okay.
But, you know,
if you do, you'll let me know.
Yes, and you can always go to my MySpace page, which is George Sarah Music. So it's myspace.com/George Sarah Music. And
George Sarah with an H, SARAH, music.com.
Yeah. No, just myspace.com, George Sarah
myspace.com, George Sarah Music. Yeah. Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And again, my thanks to Mark Maxwell, our engineer in the studio, who's been absolutely wonderful and been setting up for us and doing the engineering. And thanks to Bonnie Perkinson for helping me in the studio. You've been listening to The Global Village on Radio 4 and by the community KPFK. 90.7 FM Los Angeles, 98.7 FM Santa Barbara, and for the rest of the world at kpfk.org. Stay tuned to hear Treasures of the West with Pamela Wilson. Coming up next for the Global Village, I'm Yatrika Shah-Rais, and I will see you next week. Until then, be well.